Once upon a time, a father and his young son set out on a journey with nothing but a donkey by their side. As they passed through the first village, both walked beside the animal. The villagers sneered, "Fools, why walk when you have a donkey to ride?" So in the next village, the boy climbed onto the donkey's back. This time, the crowd muttered in disapproval, "What a disrespectful child, letting his poor father walk while he rides." Feeling shamed, they switched roles. The father now rode while the boy walked. But again, the onlookers judged harshly. What kind of a man makes his young son walk beside him like that? Desperate to appease the ever-changing chorus of voices, they decided to ride together. In the following village, more condemnation awaited them. How cruel! 2 people burdening one poor animal. Disgusting. In the final town, exhausted and confused, they hoisted the donkey onto their backs and carried it. The villagers burst into laughter. "Fools! Carrying a donkey? Have you lost your minds?" And in that laughter lies a truth we too often forget. You can never satisfy every voice outside of you, nor every conflicting voice within. We can learn a few lessons from this story, from this ancient tale, and see it as a profound allegory of the ego, the self, and the eternal inner tug of war we all experience. I see it as the donkey symbolizing our purpose in this world, the unique calling each of us is meant to carry through life. Whether that purpose feels heavy or light depends not on the world's opinions, but on how we carry it and why. And as a coach, that's the number one thing that I want to find out from my students, my athletes. What is their purpose? The father in this story represents wisdom, calm, mature, and introspective. In Hebrew, we would say chokhmah, an inner wisdom that flows from deep connection to the divine. The father acts not to please the crowd, but from an intimate understanding of life's truths. He is the balance between soul and self. So he would be the ego that tries to balance between the id and the superego. Now what about the son? By contrast, he is the seeker. He's curious. He is navigating between both tensions, the impulse toward desire and ego, and the impulse toward goodness and alignment. In Hebrew, we call that Yetzer Hara and Yetzer Atov. His journey of learning to differentiate between what is right and what merely looks right in the eyes of others. On the other hand, we have the villagers, the outside world, but also the internalized voices of judgment that I speak about a lot. The morality, comparison, and shame. In Freudian terms, this is the superego, the voice demanding perfection, idealism, and moral correctness at all costs. If we go even deeper, the Kabbalah talks about reincarnation, Gilgulim, and this is my own interpretation. At every stop, every city, we can see it as a lifetime or incarnation. Every stop is another opportunity the soul has to discover how to live authentically aligned with its divine purpose, its tikkun. In this case, viewing it in a more esoterical way, the donkey could represent the physical body, the vehicle of the soul. The father and son might be two aspects of the self, wisdom and innocence, or traditional and potential. The voices of the townspeople are the opinions of others, which is also known as Olam HaSheker, the world of falsehood, the illusions, the distractions, the false societal expectations. And every time they try to adjust their actions to suit those external opinions, they fall further from the truth until they almost lose the donkey altogether. And that's when I say that the image, the mask that someone portrays is so far from the self that that person has no idea who he is anymore. When I coach at every level, at any level, whether it be academically, in sports, mentoring, in spirituality, I have walked beside many young people and families locked in this very struggle. The child who wants to fly but is burdened by perfectionism. The parent who longs for peace but is paralyzed by fear of judgment. The teen who is not lost in life but lost in trying to be what everyone else expects them to be. My role is not to give them answers, but to help them listen, because the answer is always from within. To show them how to stop carrying donkeys they were never meant to bear. To remind them that they are made in the image of God, Tselem Elokim, and that within them already lives the wisdom to walk their own path. And as a coach, that is my mission, to help them find their purpose, to help them find their qualities, their skills, their gifts, in order for them to be free, in order for them to be independent. Which brings me to my conclusion, the true freedom. The story does not end with a moral, it ends with a question. And everybody should be asking these questions. Whose voice will you follow? The crowd's? Your fear? Your ego's need to be liked? To be perfect? To be safe? AKA to be fake? And there's nothing more than I hate than someone that is fake. Or will you listen to the quieter truth buried deep within? In Pirkei Avot, the ethics of the fathers, we are asked, who is wise? The one who learns from every person. Who is strong? The one who conquers their inclination. Who is rich? The one who is content with their portion. This is the path of true strength, not the applause of the town, not the accolades and the compliments, but the peace of walking in truth, in purpose, and in wholeness. And when the voices rise, and they will, meet them not with anger or confusion, but with the wisdom of the Father, the curiosity of the Son, and the quiet-rooted presence of a soul that knows. You are not here to carry the donkey. You are here to carry your light. Godspeed.